From Dragon and Lion Podcast, I'm your host with the most, One More Sanchez, and joining me live today on Facebook, it's the CEO of XFit, Mr. Terry Jones. Welcome to the show.
Hey, Jesse, great to be with you, and gig 'em.
Now, I'm very excited about today, the products that you have. Can you tell us a little bit about XFit?
Sure. XFit is a company that we developed and we started about 12 years ago in the connected fitness space. It really didn't exist at that time, but I've been a fitness enthusiast all my life, even going back to growing up in College Station and going to A&M. And about 12 years ago, I was in a boxing gym in Oxnard, California. A good friend of mine named Rob Lewis owned the gym with a partner of his named Robert Garcia. And for you boxing fans, I know, Jesse, you're a fan. Rob Garcia is one of the ties. He's a multi-belt world champion, one of the top boxers in the last 15 years in the sport. Wonderful human being, but also an excellent trainer. And I was in his gym, and Rob Garcia and Rob Lewis, so we were talking about mitts, and I had done different training on everything from spinners to weights to running to bikes. And when I did mitts, and I was never a boxer, but when I was in the gym and when my trainer would do mitts with me, it was the most fun in exercise I'd ever had. And exercise is work. And I was like, damn, this is fun. And I was out in their gym and they said, man, mitts, what if we put mitts on a stand? Because not everybody can afford to have a trainer. And it's something that's so much fun. And that was the genesis for Nexersys. So this was 7 years before Peloton, Hydro, or any of the other connected fitness products. And that was the genesis. It was like, how much fun can you have? Boxing's the most fun out there. And let's put mitts on the stand. So that was the first genesis for the product.
And so the product that you currently have right now is the Elite, is that correct?
That's right. We actually came back to Austin, and Austin is a hotbed for technology. Even 12, 13 years ago, we came back and started with that idea of let's put mitts on a stand, and started talking to people in Austin where there was a lot of animation and gaming studios starting to evolve. And really, we just started looking out and said, if we're going to put mitts on the stand, why don't we put a TV on the stand? And then let's start actually broadcasting, giving them some content. And at the time, it was video. It wasn't live streaming from the web. And then we started looking out at cell phones and said, hey, they have these things called accelerometers in every phone, and they're now everywhere. And they sense movement and speed and power. And so really, we were at the right place in Austin, Texas at the right time as technology was evolving. And that was, again, the genesis was from Rob Garcia in the boxing world, and the technology genesis was Austin, Texas, as things were just evolving. So that was 12 years ago. Fast forward to today. Now we're actually partnered with Microsoft, developing out our new platform. Our operating system is now on Android, and we use Unity, which is a much easier programming platform. A lot of kids do it even in junior high and high school. So things have actually, over the last 12 years, gotten a lot easier to execute connected fitness and to actually deliver a more fun experience. But the foundation is still in boxing, because boxing and striking is engaging not just the body, but the mind. It's not a repetitive exercise like spinning a bicycle or rowing or running. And those are great exercises. I do all three, but they don't engage the brain like boxing does. Boxing's a sport more so than most other exercises. So that's something that we embraced, and it was something that helped us in the development process.
There's 3 levels of difficulties, right?
The N3 Nexersys, the N3 line is our current product line, and it has evolved over time. But we have a consumer model, and then we have a couple of commercial models. So we have products that are in commercial gyms around the world, everything from traditional gyms to multifamily communities. We're real popular in student housing, as you might imagine, and also in hospitality like resorts and hotels, as well as government, police, and those in military. We're on 5 aircraft carriers. But yes, we have 3 different levels. We have a beginner level, intermediate, and advanced. So we teach and train people that if you've never ever boxed before, never put on a mitt, have no idea, that's great. That's who we're absolutely perfect for that. But we also have guys like Mikey Garcia and his kids that use the product. So we're real focused like gaming. It's very much the user experience is set in the gaming environment to where you don't have to know how to play. You can come, we'll teach you the technique and then you can evolve and get better over time. So it's a very challenging experience, which you know in boxing, but our user interfaces enable, and most of our customers have never boxed before. So most of our customers really start out learning basic techniques and then get challenged into getting better and better. So yes, beginner, intermediate, and advanced, there's something for everybody.
There's no membership involved. You don't have to pay like the Peloton, which I thought that was awesome.
Yeah, that is correct. All of our content is free. We are planning, and we have a roadmap to do. We're adding quite a bit of competition content and adventure play, peer-to-peer, and even tournaments that we are adding this year. So we will add some subscription services probably in 2022, but all of our foundational content, which is on the product today, will always be free. We think it's important that people have a very good, an excellent basic offering so that they can learn how to strike, they can be challenged to get better without a subscription. And then at some point in the near future, we'll be adding some subscription content also. But no, all of our existing content today is and always will be free.
And how many different types of workouts can you do?
So on the current platform, we have over 100 unique video rounds, and there's unlimited animated avatar rounds. So we have 5 types of rounds. We have cardio, which is the first round you typically do, get your heart rate up. Then we have what's called strike rounds, which are technique rounds. And that's where our trainers and our talent, our athletes, are actually teaching and showing you how to do strikes. Because unlike spinning a bike or rowing or running, there's a lot of technique in boxing. So we're not only giving you a workout for your body, but we're teaching and training technique. Then the third type of round is mitts. That's an animated round, which is gameplay, where we have an avatar trainer, which was actually styled after Rob Garcia. And then we have a sparring round, and sparring is where you're fighting a virtual opponent. Again, very gamified. And then the final round type we have is core, which is video. So of the video rounds, we have over 100 rounds, both in traditional, which is right hand dominant, or southpaw. And in these sparring rounds, they're unlimited because they're dynamic like a game. So you will get a different experience every time. So with our existing package, literally there's an unlimited number of workouts because you have beginner, intermediate, and advanced levels. And then you have the cardio, strike, mitts, sparring, and core rounds. And the unit is intelligent. So it knows, you log in with your personal profile. It takes you progressively through each level. It remembers what you did yesterday and the day before and creates today's workout based upon your history. So you're always progressing and getting a unique workout each time you train that focuses each day on different strikes, whether it's a jab or a cross, body shots, hooks, or if you're using MMA, elbows and knees. So you can choose between boxing or MMA, and then you also choose your level. And then we have machine learnings that actually take you through and progress you through to improve and give you access to more techniques.
Well said. The one thing that I was going to mention, because you brought that up, was southpaw. Would it recognize, let's say if I throw a hook and I didn't throw the hook, would the system recognize and don't count that as a punch?
Absolutely. So when on hooks, there's a lead hook, which it comes with your jab hand, or a power hook with your power hand. And just like you have a jab and a cross. And so we teach and train specifically to stance, lead hooks and power hooks. And so, yes, we train that, we teach that, we prompt that, and we measure and react to that. So if you're prompted for a lead hook and you throw a power hook, you will not score. And there's different optimal power for that. So yes, we measure accuracy, which means you're striking the proper pad at the proper angle. We measure reaction time, how fast you are. We measure power, and we give you this feedback and tell you how you're doing in each of those areas for each individual strike. And also the machine knows you get your preferred stance. So I'm traditional, I'm right-handed. What are you?
I'm right-handed as well.
So do is you would put into your profile that you are a traditional stance. You would first go through probably your first 8 to 10 workouts. And once we saw that you were proficient in your traditional strikes, we would prompt you and say, okay, today we're going to work out in southpaw. And that's going to challenge your brain and your body, but it's also going to balance you physically and mentally, because it's going to be a challenge. The first time you do a southpaw workout, you're not going to be that great because it's challenging you. You're doing something exact opposite of what you're used to. But that's what trainers do. That's why you see great fighters that are able to go back and forth between stances. They can actually measure up in their brain and know when to change a position that favors them in their battle. So yes, we do both of those. We reward both of those, and the unit knows when knows how to reward you for the proper strike.
Yeah. And just switching gears a little bit, I was reading an article. Your team once a year has a competition. Everyone's big boxing fans. Tell us a little bit about that, because I know that they're very competitive, and then at the very end you have a big barbecue. Is this a yearly or is it quarterly?
No, we do that. We do that quarterly,
Okay.
and actually we do now these days. We actually have a trainer here in Austin that comes into our office every Wednesday. He was here this morning and trains our team live training. So let me tell you, we're a connected fitness product. We're proud of that. We're not as good as a human trainer. We emulate and work towards. So our engineering team, our trainers, even our marketers, everyone in our company is encouraged. We have games in our conference room, in our offices. They're encouraged to play games as well as understand and learn boxing from a professional trainer. And we have Ed in every Wednesday and actually trains people on the mitts out in the courtyard, unless it's raining, then it's in the gym. So they're learning and experiencing what it's like really to work with a trainer, because that's where I came from. And I boxed at Richard Lord's gym here in Austin when we were developing this, a great old school traditional boxing gym. And so we're doing that so they can actually experience what it's like to work with a human trainer, which is the best trainer you can have. But then they also come inside and they have competition. Boxing is a competitive sport. Combat sports are great. And so we encourage them every week now. We have competition of our entire team so that they can experience and understand what it means to compete and win or lose. And that's what we're trying to push out to our customers. More fun, because the more fun they have, the more frequently they use the product, and then they get in better shape. Again, both physically and mentally. And that's important to us. Our brand promise is hard body, sharp mind. This is not mindless fitness. This is where you're actually improving your brain, you're improving your mental skills as well as your physical conditioning.
And also, you appeared on one of my favorite shows ever. I saw you on there. I watched that show. Could you tell us a little bit about the show that you were on and experience?
Yeah, I was on Shark Tank with Nexersys. Nexersys has been on a lot of TV shows, NCIS, a bunch of Disney shows. We're on Cobra Kai right now. But yeah, I was fortunate to be asked to come on to Shark Tank a few years ago. It was a great experience. At the time, we had some business issues that didn't allow us to get a deal, but the Sharks were very engaging. It was a lot of fun, taught me a lot, and everything they said about our business, quite frankly, was pretty accurate. We've learned from it. Since that time, we've had a lot of success, but no, it was a lot of fun, and it was great to see Mark Cuban up there hitting our machine as hard as he could, and he could not rock it, that's for sure. He's a strong man and a real athlete himself, but no, it was a lot of fun, and that show still gets us, when it airs, it gets us a lot of web visits and hits. So it's a great piece of our history. Happy to.
Talk to me a little bit about what your love for boxing. I know that you mentioned that you were at Garcia's gym. You've been in Austin, been Richard Lord. Have you had the experience with professional boxers that are using your product right now?
Absolutely. And I'll go back to the Shark Tank for a second. Marlon Esparza, who is U.S. Olympian. She's from Houston, Texas. Wonderful lady, and had a great, she won the silver medal in the London Olympics. She came on with me. That was not a paid appearance. That was because she loved the product. And so I was very fortunate to have her join me on the Shark Tank episode. But yeah, we have a lot of professional boxers as well as UFC and MMA fighters who use the product. I've had the good fortune to share the product with Sugar Ray Leonard a couple of years ago, who was a big fan of the product. And yeah, there's no question. And quite frankly, Mikey Garcia, who's a friend because of his brother Rob, Mikey knows the product. And then when we came out with the youth product, Mikey saw the first prototype and was like, wow, I got to have one of those. My kids are always on their iPad. They're on their iPhone. And he goes, I want them off the couch. And Mikey's multiple belt world champion. What an incredible athlete, very smart guy, and loves his family. He's as good a family man as there is. But he was like, you would think a world champion boxers, his kids would be boxing and in the gym. Well, no, they're like all of our kids. They're on the couch with their iPad. So he said, I need one of these. He got one of the first units and said, man, Terry, it's just the good news for him was he loves boxing, but the big thing was his kids love electronic gaming and they love boxing. But they didn't do a lot of boxing because they couldn't go to the gym every day like their dad, who's a professional, did. They do this at home. But the younger boy and the older boy like to compete with each other. We get videos of kids standing on chairs, getting up to the machine where their dads have bigger units. But yeah, boxing is a real passion to me. Boxing and all combat sports. MMA is great. We don't hit people. The good news is that we don't do that. We do teach and train skills. And what's exciting to us is the mental as well as the physical demands and benefits of boxing and striking. So that's something there's just a lot of game planning and real-time mental capacity that's required to be a competitor in combat sports. And we're excited to be part of that.
With competition, you had mentioned earlier, other companies like Peloton, how important is technology that you have to be above the game of the products for the company itself?
It's a great question. We think competition is going to be the next frontier of connected fitness. Certain modalities will do better than others. Connected fitness in the last 5-6 years has become huge. It's a multi-billion-dollar business. Peloton's now worth over $30 billion. The biggest fitness company 10 years ago wasn't worth 500 million. So this has totally transformed the fitness landscape. Now, compare that to the gaming industry. Our gaming platform is called PlayFab. It's because Microsoft's our technology stack partner. PlayFab has over 1 billion gamers on that single platform. Peloton has several million users, but gaming, quite frankly, is just a much bigger category. Why? Because it's fun. And so what we're really hoping and planning to do, will not just have the video training, which Peloton and the others have, but we will be adding the competitions, both peer-to-peer and tournament and adventure play. So we believe the more that you allow people to compete and have fun and give them the rewards that gaming gives, the more they will then be engaged in fitness, which will get them more fit. And we're committed to fitness, mental and physical, both. And we believe both are critical and of equal value. And so we believe the gaming user experience and the gameplay provides not only the challenges, but the rewards that will make this product sticky and get more people playing. So quite frankly, if you got a Peloton, great. If you got a Hydro, great. Echelon, great. Tonal, great. Any of those, get fit. What we want people to do is get fit. And what we hope to be is a leader in the convergence of gaming and fitness to get people on platforms more frequently that will just get them more fit, because America needs adults and children. We all need to be more fit, both physically and mentally.
Real quick, we didn't talk about another product you have, the crossbody trainer.
Right.
How does that work?
Yeah, good question. Crossbody trainer also came about in Oxnard. It's a double end bag. And so anyone who's been in a traditional boxing or MMA gym, double end bags or round balls that are typically attached via a flexible cord to the ceiling and the floor. They're fixed height, and it's a speed and agility workout. So we actually put one of those, we created the crossbody trainer, which is a double end bag on a freestanding stand. So you don't have to attach it in your home to your ceiling and your floor. It adjusts height, so shorter or taller people can use it. And we also have a speed bar, basically adjustment that'll make it go faster or slower. And then we put a sensor in the bag, and we created an app that allows it also to be fully interactive. So this is a product for less than $300. You can get a fully connected fitness interactive product that is speed and agility. It's very challenging. It's like bouncing a ball, though. The first time you get a basketball, it goes all over the court. But once you start bouncing the ball, you get better at it. And then many people are challenged to get great at it. So it's a great entry-level product for boxing. It's speed and agility. It's eye-hand coordination. It's not the easiest thing you'll ever do. And I know, Jesse, I'm sure you've used a double end bag, but it's very rewarding. When your skills get better, it's very mentally rewarding, and it's physically very challenging, as in all boxing workouts. So it's a great addition to the product line, a lower price point, especially for kids or people that are just getting interested in the sport of boxing. It's a great way to get started.
And are you planning on doing any products?
We have a few other products. We certainly have gloves and those kind of things, but our focus is on the Nexersys, the N3 line for the foreseeable future, as well as crossbody trainer. Our real focus is on improving our content and making it more fun and more sticky. So we do do. We are about to announce in the next couple of months a new brand partnership with the biggest brand in combat sports, a worldwide agreement. But our focus is on creating best-in-class content that gets people coming back. So many people have bought fitness products, and the common refrain and say that they're a clothes hanger. You work out on them once or twice, and then your clothes are hanging on them. Our commitment, our focus is making sure that our product does not become a clothes hanger. We want people to use it. We want them to use it consistently, which will make them improve their both physical and mental health. So that's what we're all about, exceeding customer expectations. That's our total commitment.
Now, Terry, before I let you go, I'm going to ask you quick questions, quick answers, okay? When you're not working, what do you like to do for fun?
And there's a long list there, but I like to travel and I like to mountain bike and snow ski. That's my two favorite things.
Is there anywhere here in town that you mountain bike?
Yeah, Pace Bend, Reimers Ranch, the Green Belt, all over, man. I love that mountain bike.
And currently, boxers, is there anyone that you follow that you're a fan of?
I'm the biggest fan, I'd say, of Mikey Garcia because of who he is as a human. He's a great fighter also, but I really like him as a human being. But yeah, I'm looking for his next big fight. I know he's working on it. I've talked to him about it. I won't share any of those details. I think he's going to have a big fight this year. And so I'm a huge fan of Mikey.
Yeah. And big A&M fan, are you excited about the football season? I think we're going to have a good year.
I think we're going to have a great year. I'm a fan of Jimbo. I'm a huge fan. I grew up there. I was a ball boy when I was a kid. I grew up in College Station. I went to Wee Aggie Land kindergarten. Yeah, my blood runs maroon, but I believe we're going to have a great year. The SEC's always tough, but I believe our Aggies are moving on. So I think we're going to have a good year. I'm just happy to be getting on the other side of COVID with football and getting back in the stadium.
Yeah, I'm excited as well. Real quick, last question. Was there anything that you want to talk about that we didn't go over that you may want the viewers and listeners to know?
No, I think your questions were all good. I'd tell you two things about Nexersys. Number one, our brand promise is hard body, sharp mind. It's what we're committed to doing. And our customer promise is exceeding expectations. So we're here really trying to do a good job and deliver value to all the people, and both adults and children, who want to get fit mentally and physically and bring them into boxing and combat sports. We just think it's a great regimen. It's a great modality that is great for the whole family, regardless of gender or age. This is fun. You're not going to see kids on a treadmill. You're not going to see kids on a spinner, but you're going to see them punching. And men, women, people of all ages, boxing is a modality that will get them moving, improve their body, improve their mind. That's why we're here. That's why we wake up every morning and excited about our business.
Yes, sir. And then where can they follow you and see the products itself?
Great question. So Nexersys.com is our website. Obviously, Nexersys, you can follow us on Facebook, on Instagram. Our Austin team, all of our engineers and our social media and marketing people are all based here in Austin, Texas. We're real proud of that. So those are the best areas. And then the best thing to do is get a Nexersys product, either an N3 line or the crossbody trainer. Get on the app and get working out, and they'll get the full suite and the full Nexersys experience.
Terry, thank you again for your time. I really do appreciate it. I actually want to try one of these products myself, so I'm very excited about it.
Hey, come on in the office anytime. We'll video you and we'll post you up on our social. I want to see you experience the unit the first time. You'll love the product. I guarantee you, when people get on it, they like it more than they ever could imagine when they see it online. We'd love to host you anytime in our office to meet the whole team and to give all the products a try out.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much. You have a good night.
Gig 'em, Jesse.